Hey, good morning. We're here with Maggie at Gunner's Firearms, and it's a really approaching summer, and summer, as many gun store owners know,
Slow.
Gets pretty slow.
So
I wanted to ask you kind of what's, if there's any trends taking place at the gun store right now as far as the, how busy is it? Is it picking up? Is it slowing down? Is it unusual? Is it normal? What you got going on here?
gun store business is very cyclical. So we're looking the same way we were looking 2018, 2019. Sales are not plentiful. And so, yeah, and everybody is looking to sell what they have. They don't want to keep it, or they want money to use towards something else.
So, if you don't mind me asking, is that so you're saying back in 2018, 2019. Before the crazy gun rush. All right. That it's back to that.
Yeah,
as far as people getting rid of things.
We're back in that lull. We're not in that rush. We're not in that peak. And so what we're seeing is a flood of firearms to the market and not a lot of buyers. So it drives the prices really low, and the firearms that are getting traded in are mostly not optic ready. Handguns, not optic ready. Rifles that are older generations than what the newest, latest, and greatest on the market would be. So like a first generation rifle as opposed to a second or a third generation that comes in. And people are wanting pricing like it is 2020, 2021. And I can't give you that money for that firearm that you paid for it in those years, because that is not what the current market value of that firearm is. Some people understand this very well. A lot of people do not understand this, and they're like, but I bought it for this much money. I should be able to get this much money out of it. Why? Why is it not this? How come I'm not getting my money back?
Like, have you ever bought a car?
Buy a car, drive it right off the lot, turn around in 5 miles and try to get your money back.
Yeah.
See how much money you get back for it.
Your gun's going to do a lot better.
It sucks because people, I hate it because people come in here and here's one that just happened to me on Saturday, and I had a couple of very nice gentlemen bring in a rifle, and the price that they asked for it was higher than anything else comparable on the market in that condition. They were asking about $600 for a firearm that was selling for $300. You could buy the same rifle for $300, and they want $600 for it. And I'm like, look, here's the website. You could buy this, not me with dealer pricing, but a actual individual. Yes, you could buy it for $300 right now. So I'm not going to be able to give you over and above that pricing that I can get for in that condition, or if it's a used one, maybe even better condition and cheaper. And they're out there. So I feel really bad, and it makes us look like bad guys when we can't. You guys come in and you're like, hey, I want this much for it, and I can't. I really truly can't.
All right, so if I understand it correctly, what you got is you got your normal low that you had prior to the gun rush of 2020, just kind of normal low of summer, combined with people, instead of buying, wanting to trade,
they're getting rid of older generations of things. They want whatever the newest, latest, and greatest model is. You see the advertisements in the magazines. You watch these cool movies that have these beautiful firearms in them, and you're like, I need one of those. And that will replace this older one that I have that does not have these features. You want the upgraded features, so you turn in the older models that don't have those features, and that's what's sitting on the shelves.
What's the biggest features people are kind of saying, well, I don't want this because of this new thing that they have now?
Optic ready on it. On some of the long guns, you have different finishes. Ruger's, the American series, they have a Gen 2 that came out, and in different models you have your standard American, you have the American Predator, and then the oh my gosh, American Ranch series, and so, but the Gen 2s are more desirable than the earlier generations. So somebody brings in these older ones to trade, and they sit and they sit and they sit, and we don't like it when our guns have birthdays. Well, so
let me ask this, because you've been doing this a long time, and one might say that in the last 5 to 10 years, there's been this boom in growth of technology, expansion of technology of firearms, that sort of thing. And as people come in and say, well, I want this newer thing, was that the same back then?
Yeah.
So it's kind of always been that way.
It's always been that people are trading the older ones. Jeez Louise, my husband with the little Rugers, the tiny little 380 pocket concealed carry that used to only hold 6 shots.
Because I think he has one of mine.
We still do.
I traded it here.
We still do. I know
that was
exactly.
A great little gun. I know that gun.
I know exactly where that serial number is. We still own that serial number. That's is my husband's pocket carry. But he's like, but now they have the, so we went from the LCP, then he adopted a bodyguard. I loved that one, the Gen 1 bodyguard.
So I got my pocket right now.
And then he adopted we traded that one in, and he adopted the Gen 2, or the LCP 2 that you traded. And so we have that one, and now he's like, but there's a Bodyguard 2.0, and there's an LCP Max, and they hold higher capacities, and that Bodyguard 2.0, those little pocket pistols like that, they're not quite optics ready yet, but gosh almighty, at some point there might be like
little tiny optics
that go on those, and all of a sudden the ones that are not optic ready will be flooding the market again, and you'll have people wanting to trade in for the newer features and options. Better triggers. We were talking about a Smith & Wesson CSX this morning, and how you got to play with the first iteration of that, and you were like, man, the trigger's kind of awful. Well, they came out with another one, right?
Yeah, and I was told, when I made the video, they're like, you got to try this new trigger, and it's worse than the first one, in my opinion.
So, and everybody's opinion is absolutely different. I've had some guys pick that up and go, there is a difference. Yeah. You can tell a difference, and maybe it's better to them, maybe it's worse.
How it pulls... this isn't what we're talking about, so I'm just going to make this quick. How it pulls isn't the problem. It's when you release it, there's 3 clicks, and it's confusing because you get the first click and you want to pull the trigger again, and of course it won't fire, it won't reset. But I guess the question I would have, and I don't know if this is something you're running into, or it's maybe just me, but, and the Bodyguard made me think about this, is when the P320 came out, the SIG P320 came out. I had been carrying the SIG P250 for a long time, and I switched to the 320, and then went back because they had some issues with the trigger. I thought, well, I'm not messing with that. I'm going to go back to the 250. So I carry a SIG 250. If I wanted a new SIG, it would be just a bigger 250 or something like that. So I like the old better in that case. And then even with the Bodyguard, I was hoping they would do like a Bodyguard Max, same gun, bigger magazine, but they didn't. They did a whole different gun, and everybody's like, oh, this is the new best thing, but I don't like it. I went back to the old thing. So my question is how often is that? I mean, is that just the trend? We want the next greatest thing, or do you ever see a trend where people are like, you know what? I don't like this new thing. I want to go back to the old thing.
There are exceptions to every rule. And like you said, you are one of those exceptions.
A weird one.
No. And I see it on the day. I love you guys. I love customers. Because your tastes are so varied, and they range from one end of the spectrum to the other on what you want to carry, and what works personally and best for you as an individual. So I can't really blanket statement anything and say that there's one thing that is better, worse, or a better sale than another, because it's different on a daily basis for each individual that walks through the door.
But right now in summer of 2025, well, right before summer of 2025, technically June 21st, but really it's normal returns versus purchases, but the returns this particular year revolve around wanting better technology, like
optics. Or so another thing, I love when people adopt their first semi-auto firearm or a handgun in a semi-auto format, and they're like, this is amazing, I really like this, it's a full size, I have so much fun at the range with this, I can't miss. And then they go to something smaller and they're like, why is this so much more difficult and miserable? Well, if you got a smaller, more compact firearm, there are a few exceptions to that. And so you do see that from time to time, and those will come back going, yeah, I love the big one here, but this one over here, this compact version is just, it's miserable, and I don't want something that is miserable to take to the range.
I get that.
So, people have a finite amount of space in their secured location of choice, their gun safes or whatever it is. And so they're like, I got one guy that's like, I really want some of these new guns that are coming in. I want these John Taffen exclusives. I want these mountain gun exclusives. When they get those guns, they're like, I didn't realize I didn't have as much room in my safe as I thought I did. I need to cull what I have in my inventory to make room for the models that I want more. And so we see that constantly. We have consignment firearms for people that are looking to make room for more guns coming in, or get some money for their older firearms to put towards something else that they want more.
Well, let me ask this, because as a gun store, is there ever a point where you're like, we're not buying it, like we've just been buying and buying, like, because if you're buying more, like people are selling more than they're buying, then you're obviously buying more than you're selling at some point.
The trick is you have to buy it at a price that moves in your current market where you sit. Sure. You have local market and you have national market. Some things go for more money on a national market. Some things go for more money in certain small locations too.
Well, like you used to work inner city and now you're kind of out in the country. Suburbs.
There's
a big difference.
Big difference in the firearms that sell. And gun stores, certain gun stores don't carry everything.
Sure.
Rare, few, and far between, but we darn near never carry AR pistols unless it's something ungodly awesome like the Q Honey Badger or something like that. It's cost prohibitive for a lot of people, but
those are more popular in the city. Unfortunately, but yes.
Unfortunately, yeah. So
out in the country,
it doesn't happen out in the country as much. But there are certain gun stores that just don't deal in those at all, and there are other gun stores where that is their main bread and butter.
Sure.
And I don't want to take away their business, and in fact, I will send people to their business when they call and they ask for that. I'm like, that's not usually what we carry. But I do know that if you call around to some other stores, you can find something that fits what you are looking for on that day. It's just
interesting. So generally speaking, say in 2025, gun sales normal. pre-COVID normal.
Until something happens.
And then the only variation is really why they're wanting to sell their guns, but not really more people are wanting to sell them than usual.
No, it's not anything more than usual. It's
It's just why.
It's just why.
Why it changes every year, probably.
Every day for some people. Like, I mean, hey, there will be people that are like, well, hey, I'm going to pack up and I'm going to move out of the country, but the country I'm moving to, I don't know if all my firearms are legal or if they will even be able to be owned or possessed in that particular country. So what do you do then?
Right.
So you probably offload your collection. You sell to a store, put them on consignment, or sell to friends, family, relatives, neighbors, however you choose to dispose of them, as long as it is in a lawfully legally good way, not to get anybody in trouble. So,
well, you get yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
That's what, when they do reverse traces on those guns. All right, well, Maggie, thank you so much. I'm glad you're a little slow right now. It's always good to have a little peace and calm.
It means we get more time off. Be incredibly grateful because we are now getting some time off and away from behind the counter to spend with people that we absolutely love and adore. So
that you don't see at the gun store.
That's right.
Your people. Yeah. Awesome, Maggie. Thank you so much. We always appreciate you. We love gunners and always love you. And thank you so much for your time and effort.
We love you so much, Mark. Thank you so much for your videos. Thank you so much,
of course,
for all the wonderful information that you put out there for everybody.
Couldn't do without you. Thank you.
You're awesome. And so are you guys.
Heck yeah.
So please remember to like and subscribe and share. Please, if you like God, family, and guns and you want to see more of Mr. Mark's awesome videos, pretty please, don't forget.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you next time.